It's July 3rd, 2011, and you're watching Mods on Air.
2 FPS, 3 RPGs, and 5 sim-type games.
Yeah.
I think you'd be able to come up with one here.
I'm actually pulling this one hard.
Ask all the people that need hacks to play Call of Duty. I can hear you groaning inwardly every time Sin's mentioned. You're just cringing.
Welcome people to a long weekend, probably, and to episode 289 of Mods on Air, where we will be bringing you the gaming news from this past week as modders, developers, and gamers ourselves. I am foyleman, and also on the show today we have, back to us here is Stryder. Hello, Stryder.
Hey, everybody.
We also have Welshy with us. Hello, Welshy.
Hello.
And we have Breesy in that very dark window there. Hello, Breesy.
Hello.
All right, so
Live
before
from his prison cell.
yes, before we officially begin, this show is recorded before a live audience, of which you may be a part. Anyone can listen in and mess about the topics that we discuss as we discuss them, and hopefully Welshy will be able to put the URL into the chat window there in case you wanted to follow along. Right? Yeah, there it is. There's the chat window. And for the other links that are posted, I wouldn't recommend you going to wherever they go because we don't know where they go, and we may never see you again. But there could also be some explicit language or adult themes here. Hopefully,
Or
you
telephone.
or telephone ring. Yes. Hopefully, you are adult enough to handle it. And yes, happy 4th of July. Happy belated Canada Day is what I heard. I don't know, something like that.
Yes, Canada Day.
As you can hear from the tone of his voice, it was Canada Day.
It was Canada Day.
All of Canada was shut down. And we have a bunch of stuff
Liquor
to talk
stores
about.
were open. It's not a problem with stores.
Yep. We have a bunch of stuff going on this week in gaming news that I thought was kind of interesting, so I thought I'd bring it to your attention today. Here, I'm going to start off with a video that you probably don't want to hear, but is fun to watch. So I'm turning down the volume real low. It is for a Left 4 Dead 2 map that has that's supposed to have some sort of Easter egg in it. Now, this Easter egg is an homage to Portal. But you'll see why I turn it down is because these gamer girls are really hard to listen to.
I got it. Oh shit! Huh? Hooray! Oh,
Oh,
come
God.
here. You guys see this?
Yeah.
What? When I walked in here.
Saying that, that's what Foyle sounds like when he's had a couple of hogs.
So basically what they're doing is they're in a Left 4 Dead map and they went into some sort of room here and they found a camera looking up at the room and they were like, well, what's going on? And they fooled around in the room and something opened up. And there's the Portal voice going on.
Oh, God.
And then-
Here he is.
Yeah.
I remember this bit.
No.
This is the
Okay.
room that Jinx was always in with the door that wouldn't open.
Oh my god!
I'm unfamiliar with
Are you
that.
kidding me?
Yeah, what?
There, so now it opened up into
Oh my god.
a Portal level from...
This is a custom
Left 4
campaign,
Dead.
though, isn't it?
It is a custom one. It is called
Yeah.
Suicide Blitz 2. So you're going to need that in order to play it. Obviously, it's free. You can grab it over at, what is that, Left 4 Dead Maps?
Yeah, I think there's a link to it
Oh
on
my
the Left Dead
God.
official blog as
It's
well.
amazing. It looks so. It's like pretty much
Right, it's the same
Portal.
engine, exactly, Gamer. Pretty cool. Okay. So it just goes on like this,
Oh,
and
jeez. Oh wow.
the right about here is when I had to turn off the volume and just watch it. But
Pick up special Portal ammo for your shotgun.
Yeah.
Instead of fire bullets, you get Portal bullets.
the special zombie testing areas and such. Yeah, so it's a very cool idea. It was very well integrated. Obviously, they're able to get a lot of the assets to interchange between the two games because they're
It's
built on the
actually
same engine.
incredibly easy to do.
Awesome.
And Valve
Okay.
doesn't care if you do it, so...
Yeah. So I thought I'd bring that to your attention because it's a pretty cool mod that you might want to fool around with if you still have Left 4 Dead installed. Left 4 Dead 2 installed.
If you still have it installed.
Well,
But you
I'm
probably
thinking of...
uninstalled it because you got tired of the half
They
hourly
update every day.
updates.
Yeah.
Updates. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Mm.
Yeah, there's another button.
All right. Good. Good, good. There are some other. Actually, this Steam's having a bunch of sales this weekend. I don't know if everyone has seen them. They should have. Some good, some average. I didn't find anything worth throwing my money at. Like, I would have thrown my money at Portal 2 if it was less than $30, and it wasn't. Or at, I don't know. That's where it stands. Okay. No one else is looking or cares. Going on.
I didn't see a lot.
No, there wasn't an awful lot there.
Yeah.
I bought a couple of things, but me. Nothing
Yeah, that's what I
really
thought.
that exciting.
That's what I thought. Stuff like you could have bought the entire GTA series. I think that's cool if you only have like one of them.
Well, I already owned. That's the other thing is I already owned most of the stuff that was actually on sale that was worth buying anyway. So
That's because it was the same stuff that was on sale last time.
yeah. Although there's got to be a problem where you have to look at something and then click on it and go onto its actual game page to see whether you own it or not because you can't remember. I think there's a problem with that.
Mm-hmm.
So, do I own this? I
Yeah.
don't remember. I'm gonna have to look. Yeah.
All right. How about we bring up this special tool that the International Friends in Sniping, the IFIS clan group, I guess we can call it either way. They put together a tool that is going to help mappers with Call of Duty World at War. What it does is it automatically creates your GSC, CSV, CSCs, and all the files you need for effects, sounds, load screen to help you in modding, so you don't have to manually create them every single time you're trying to work with things, depending on how many maps you're making. It's a good idea to actually know how to make them, but this tool does make it a lot easier. Have you guys used it yet? I know it was just released this week, and I'm not sure if you guys actually had a chance to, or actually a reason to check it out. Probably not.
I don't even have World in War installed at the moment, so
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I mean, with all the other stuff that's going on right now, it's we didn't actually pick it up, but it is available over the MODSonline.com site for download. And there is a video that goes along with this thing here. Let me grab this video.
Hi mappers, in this small tutorial I want to present to you the IFIS Modtools Helper for Call of Duty World at War.
That's a good voice.
This program will give you error-free mapping for Call of Duty, and this program was based around the idea to make sniper maps. I started writing this program after reading that people are struggling with the scripting, so we're going to start showing you a little bit of the possibilities of this program.
It is an 8-minute video, so if you're interested in checking this out, or it at all piques your interest, go check out the link that's available at the YouTube link that's available in the link that we're providing here, and watch the whole video and see if it's something that you're interested in, because it is a tool that does make things easier. So if you're at all making maps, you do want to check it out.
Against Japanese.
it also takes away one of the things that a lot of people don't like with mapping, which is scripting.
For the skybox,
True.
I choose the same skybox.
Particularly in Call of Duty, because you kind of have to do a lot of it to pretty much do anything.
See,
That's where the magic happens.
That's where the magic.
Sound.
yeah, 2BD apologizes for his bad English, but really it's clear.
You can have either combination, but for this tutorial I'm going to show you
It's very clear.
everything the program can do.
Could be a
Now, first of all, we want
evil
to
voice.
fill in
Yes.
So easy to be an evil voice.
It could.
You're
I
all
know.
doomed.
Very important.
Yes.
Effect path.
And he also mentions here it's going to have a few more options, which means they are going to continue working on this.
The raw
Cool.
effects,
Do
Very
we
cool.
have a link on our site?
and then you need to
Yeah,
fill in the
that's where I grabbed this.
Uh,
What do you
Download link, I mean.
You're supposed to be able to download it right from the forums, actually. I don't know if it's in the download section. I think somebody may have put it there.
To your Radiant, and I will show you this
Because
very
I feel like we should
simple
get one.
map. And
Yeah, I agree.
to
If that's all right with them.
Make sure you find the
Blood letters saying that there's going to be a Black Ops version.
use a script,
Ah,
Well, that's interesting.
origin.
we need that
Because-
editor.
Well, but yeah, because essentially you can make like a drag and drop, as from what I've seen and what a couple of people have said to me,
Mhm.
you can make like a drag and drop
Find
editor
deselected
So it won't
and selected
be
again, by the way.
thing, but it'd be kind of like you could drop
And I
models
will
in
find
and drop
the exact position
Okay.
You think
where
that-
that origin
So,
is placed.
not quite.
And
Not really,
therefore
but
I have three
at
numbers
least it's something.
that I can
Sounds like
fill in
something that would be put on the Xbox, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it is an Xbox game, so why not?
Yeah. Exactly my point.
I fill in
All
the
right.
numbers.
Forget once if the tools already.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
All right, guys. Thank you very much for putting this for letting us know.
And with the angle to front and angle to right,
Um,
change the rotation of your effect if it's not okay.
Yeah, a big if the tools are released. We don't know. They may be, they may not be.
No one
We
knows.
shall see. Yeah. Okay. Let's jump over to the next one that I don't even know what it is. Okay, Source SDK. Huh? The Source SDK, which has apparently been released for free, and what that means is that you can get the SDK and everything for the game without actually owning the game.
Well, is this version out yet? I don't think it is.
I don't know if this version is out yet or not because, what I've been told, I actually probably should have read this to confirm. But what
You're
I've
gonna
been
go off what I told you last night now, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Then you tell it. You tell it.
Basically, the guy over there at Rock Paper Shotgun was conducting an interview with somebody from Valve. I forget his name. See, this is great research already. I can't remember the guy's name, but I'll dig it up. But yeah, he was talking to him about something, and he said, would the Source SDK be free eventually, like the UDK? And he said, oh no, we haven't really considered that. And then he made the point that, well, wait, aren't you releasing TF2 for free? So
Mhm.
can't you get the SDK for free that way? And they were like, oh, huh, okay. And apparently they've gone away and decided that they're going to release like a UDK but for Source now, which is cool.
hmm And by the way, working
what-
working with this SDK is actually very easy. If you've done any
yeah.
modding at all, it's very easy to follow along. The wiki is wonderful. There's so many tutorials and helpful websites out there to get your information that it's very easy to make maps and mods for this thing.
There's also a helpful book you could.
I was
Yeah,
just going to
sure.
say, isn't there a book?
Yes. I can't remember the title though.
No, some guy wrote it, but I can't remember who it was.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Someone else edited it. I bet he lost all his hair over that.
Yes, Half-Life 2 mods for dummies. Author here, Stryder is a technical editor.
I'm so gonna get in trouble for that.
At least I researched my role for that book and had to ensure the quality of it. Your journalism there is like, some guy might have.
Well, I didn't read it. If you
Something
didn't read it, I didn't either.
to something about. Yeah, I don't know.
There was a link. You can go read it yourself.
Hey, it sold.
Do it
it
yourself
sold enough-
journalism.
Yeah, it sold enough copies that somebody has scanned it and put it on torrents. So
Oh yeah, it's
so you know
being
you've
stolen
made the
all
big
over.
time.
When
Made the
people are
big time
stealing
when
your
people are
stuff.
stealing your stuff.
Yeah, they steal anything.
Stealing soul.
Well, that we gave away. All right. Source. So we
When I bought Stalker again. When that one went away.
well, there is another editor that's out right now, the CryEngine 3 Sandbox. That is for the Crysis 2 editor. All right. Now that is you can create custom maps, mods, and content for the Crysis 2. Now I actually think that what they're doing is they're gearing up for the whole like license us for really cheap and make your games. It's I think
We'll steal your idea. They're going the Valve
Yeah.
model.
Hey, got any good ideas? Yeah, I got this idea. Yeah, you want to come work for us, and then when we're done. Oh, that was loud.
yeah, sorry.
That was.
And that
Was
with
it
the volume's actually off right now, so I don't and I still hear it.
Yeah, didn't they say they were going to be releasing like a full SDK that you could use?
Yes. So I think what they're going to do is they're going to come up with a model that competes with UDK Unreal Development Kit. And to hopefully get people that are interested in doing these indie games, because these other companies are doing it, like Epic with Unreal, and they want to make have people start working with their engine. I mean, they have a beautiful engine. You can go in there and you can play with it and do all kinds of interesting stuff. Probably the first thing you'll do is throw some things around the map and play with them, and then you'll put a whole bunch of explodable barrels on each other and blow them up and see what happens. But then hopefully you make something that you can share with the world.
Because they're out of ideas.
Well, they have to make mapping more simple, so I think we're going to see a lot more of this drag and drop mapping.
Yeah, the problem as well
really,
with Crysis 2 is everything in that game is models. Literally everything.
Yeah. But it's the same as what they got the everybody's on about the Halo mapping, because you can just drag and drop and make a map and everybody can play it. That's essentially what they have to shoot for now, is get something that they can put on consoles and everybody can play it. And you know, they're gonna make it. They're really gonna make it limiting, I think. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's progressing to the stage now where we're not gonna see
people with brains.
Well, or maps created in the way that we did. You know, with the Radiant and making your map and then doing all the scripting. It's going to be just a straight, you know, oh, that house looks the same as that house, is the same as that house.
There's like 4 house models,
so
you mix them up a bit. And,
But Welshy, your point about there being so many models in there. I mean, when it comes to making a game, really, in a development house, that's what you want. You're probably going to be modeling almost everything.
But my sort of thing is with things like Radiant and say Hammer or Source, you can get away with not having a huge amount of models and still make a map. Whereas with Crysis, particularly Crysis 2, there's not a lot of actual landscape. It's all streets. It's all models.
City.
So it's going to be very difficult to get customization. Like, what's the word I want?
You're always going to have.
It's all going to look. Yeah, the originality. It's all going to, unless you have a really good modeler, because it's all going to look the same.
Right. But that's why they do it. That's why they make the models, is because you can get such a level of quality and detail into it that you can't do just by using brushes in a map. And it also does actually make the game run faster, because of these higher poly models can be better optimized than 1,000 brushes built within the game editor. You know what? It's just like any other job out there. When you're working on a car, you don't just use a crescent wrench. You have a whole bunch of other tools at your disposal, and the same thing goes for making games.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of community-made maps, is what I'm thinking.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they're probably all going to look the same.
Yeah.
And modelers are very hard to come by, so any modeler out there could probably start making a profit helping these people out that are trying to come up with these small games, just because they're hard to find.
Google models for cash, though. It probably won't come.
You might not get back what you were looking for, or maybe you will, depending on.
Maybe you will.
Maybe XY. It's a modeler's world out there.
They're like plumbers. They can just turn up and charge whatever the hell they like. Cause it's hard to get you.
Programmers you can find, you just have to ask for them. Otherwise, they'll just stay quiet in a corner. Programming.
Typing away.
Okay. We use all sorts of tools. Exactly. ZBrush is awesome. Actually, I should have looked for the topic. There's some sort of special deal going on out there where you can get a whole bunch of tools, a whole bunch of really high-quality industry tools for a low price if you buy them all together. I know Mudbox is one of the ones in there. Oh well. All right. Anyways, so it's something for you to look at if you're interested in that sort of thing.
I'll Google it.
You'll Google it, huh? Okay. And
let me Google that for you.
And
don't Google Mudbox.
Did you spell it right? Along with this release, just before the release of this information for the sandbox editor here, comes along with a side-by-side, or not really side-by-side, but a comparison of Crysis 2 running on DirectX 11 Ultra Upgrade trailer. That's available out there. So they have some pretty looking stuff with tessellation.
Yeah, if only that had come with the game when it first released.
Right. Tessellation, by the way, is taking an object and giving it more poly so that it has a more lifelike form based on a normal map. A normal map is a bump map, an image that says how it should bump around and give it more quality. HDR post-process. They have a lot of nice post-processing going on in here. So, for instance, the motion blur I thought in this video was some of the best I've seen in some games. Because sometimes they just like fake it or overdo it and stuff, and it's annoying.
And the real time, yeah, that
reflections.
The reflections. That was pretty impressive.
There's a comparison of lighting. Depth of field, which I'm not a huge fan of depth of field, really. And this is this is water. They're showing here like water, but I'm not sure if this is actually being done in the game or not, because this is done in the game. And nowhere do I remember seeing like an ocean waves flowing.
No. So
I'm wondering where that came from. Nice shadows.
Yeah, the shadows were good as well. Like, that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So it's dynamic as well.
Yep.
I don't get what that was about, though. The colours.
No, they were showing the different colors and occlusion. I think they were trying to show some occlusion in there, but it wasn't really
just didn't
a
work.
Good place to show. Yeah. Really nice motion blur going on and stuff in here. And there you go.
I might reinstall it. Just to check that out.
Okay, anyway, you get the idea. Yeah, you know, I actually never got Crysis 2, but I am very much considering getting it now that the SDK is out because I want to fool around with it, and I'm assuming that you have to have Crysis 2 in order to play with the editor, so that you have the assets to work with.
Yeah, I think so. Well, because that's what they're doing after that, isn't it? They're releasing an actual
SDK.
Yeah, a separate SDK, so you don't need a game. This one you do, but the one they're doing.
Yeah, I guess I should be very clear as to what terms I'm using. This is a map editor versus the source documentation that allows the source code, so that you can change the source code and turn it into absolutely anything that you want. Yeah, Unreal also did a similar thing. You're right, but I thought it was they always do one. I just thought it was a poor representation. This, at least, they're showing off the different things. There, they made like a short movie.
Was that the guy with the cigarette and the...
Yes.
Which is just pre-rendered.
And again, I can't be positive if it's because we just don't like that engine or if it's just like it really wasn't impressive. I don't know which it is.
I think it's a bit of both.
Right. Okay. Yeah, good. That's the title. All right, moving on to some Battlefield stuff here. There is some stuff going on regarding multiplayer. There was some question and answer stuff going on, and then as well as a reveal of a layout of a map here. I think there's a video to go along with this to show it off, which I should play. There it is.
Is it Wake Island?
No, it's called...
I was just about to say that.
It's called Operation Metro. So it's supposed to obviously take place in the Metro subway. Now what they're saying here is that previously, in all the previous versions of Battlefield, in this discussion, he says, we used to build the game saying you have to play it our way or no way at all. But you know what? We decided to change that up. We're going to add more options to the game so that you can play it your way. He doesn't go into detail what he means by that, but he does say something like that, which I'm interested in to get a better understanding of what he means. Because I remember when I played Battlefield 2142, there was more of the way you wanted to play. And I think this is what he was getting at, where you could play a commander, you could go into wide open fields, you can go into enclosed maps, and it gave you a better made it more interesting because you could play different styles. You weren't stuck to just Battlefield 2. Here's the desert or something like it, and
I remember the Titan mode, because it was like, well, what do you want to do? Do you want to go defend the silos? Do you want to go up and sit on the roof of the giant ship? Or do you want to go in the ship and defend it there? Or so it's like there's a lot of variety.
Right.
It's like, do you want to go defend this silo, or do you want to go attack that one? all in the same map. It wasn't like different game modes or anything. It was all.
It's almost like having a bunch of games at your disposal, and you are able to sit down and just play them all at once. And I don't know. That's what kept me coming back to it.
I wonder if they'll come up with something that's like search and destroy and deathmatch and capture the flag or something, all in the same game mode. So like you could assault the base, or you could take this area, or blow up this thing.
Call it mayhem.
Yeah.
It'll be like that. It'll be like that other game that we played where we got points for not knowing what we were doing, and we won. How did we win?
Oh yeah. Wait, wasn't that the same guys that did the Killing Floor? Is that the game?
Yeah. Well, it was a mod, wasn't it?
The mod,
was,
yeah, I didn't play
really
that.
Mod.
I was like,
The Alliance thing, was it?
Yes. Good job.
I sort of went away for about an hour and was like, come back. Like, should I be downloading this mod? And should I? No.
No.
Just no.
Yeah. Good idea, just not well executed.
Yeah. Worst episode ever.
There's a I guess that it's a good time to bring up Codemasters game since we're talking about poor execution. Sorry, Codemasters. I'm just not. I love your game ideas. It's just when I go to play them, I lose interest so fast, and I don't stick around.
The same back end every time.
Yeah. Well, they're coming up with a new one, a new shooter, and it's going to be called Bodycount. They do have a trailer that comes along with this thing, and it's supposed to be. What is this?
A mindless shooter.
Yeah. I can give it a little volume. Now, I did see this at E3, and it was okay, but it's
impressive.
It's no. Unfortunately, I gotta say, I wouldn't put a lot of money into it. It bored me. I didn't find anything intriguing, anything different, anything interesting. It's just, it just felt like a shooter to me.
Why in every single like cut of the video are they blowing something up?
Because they think that looks visually appealing.
Console players, sparking.
Yeah.
This looks like it's all gameplay, because this is what it felt like playing. Well, except that I was looking through the eyes of the player. And unfortunately, when I went to play Bodycount at E3, I stood there, I played it for about 2 minutes, I was like, okay, I'm done. Next. It's like,
You're such a fucking critic, man.
I am. And I'm not allowed to I'm not afraid to tell you how I feel about it. I hesitate a little, I guess, but I'm not afraid about it.
Jenks says hi everyone, but he's stuck at work.
Aw. Somebody just tried to call. I was wondering if it was
Everyone says hi, Jinx. We're stuck in the show.
I'm gonna type that.
Okay. Then there's news going on about Rage. Now, Rage is one that I wish I could have played at E3, but you couldn't. But you will be able to play it, you being Welshy and Breesy and anyone else that goes to Eurogamer.
Hey.
Yeah, so if you're going to go to Eurogamer, you'll be able to pick up an Xbox 360 controller and freeze the system, just like you did.
If they're in those bubbles again, they will.
Yeah. Yeah, this is going to happen in September. It was funny when you told me that. It's just dumb. They put the Xboxes inside of cases that made it overheat.
There was a little bit at the back that had a fan on it, but it was like a tiny little sort of the fan you see, a USB fan. You know, like the ones you get on your desk. There's like one of those, or one of the ones you put batteries in and just hold it. The little ones. It was like that.
This is definitely going to have to be one of the ones we go to during the just the press bit.
Oh god, yes.
Because it's going to be heaving otherwise.
Well, they're expecting about 30,000 people. I don't know what it was last year. Yeah, you should. Yeah, that's right, Ham. That's right, Ham. You're supposed to tell us how it is. And yes, Doom 4. They're going to mention Doom 4 at QuakeCon as well. I don't know if they're going to do that at Eurogamer. But, you know, QuakeCon is a whole different beast. It's their show. Over in Texas. Okay. You know what? We've been playing some free games this week because they're free. And who doesn't want to play a free game? Which
just catch amorphous disease while I was away?
Yeah, well, we were talking about all these free games that were available last week, and we started playing them all this week, regardless of how much of a pain in the ass it was to install and set up. I'm just hearing Welshy's voice in my head.
The sigh, just the sigh.
Every 2 minutes, this better be worth it.
I'll kill you. Seriously, and then it was something like, you played it for about 20 minutes and I was still downloading it. It's like, you know what, this ain't this good. Are you kidding me? You're gonna stop? No, you have to play it until I get there.
Yes, we mentioned that Team Fortress is now free, didn't we? I think we did last week. But what else is coming up free here is Age of Conan is going to be free. So we're getting like all the RPG games. Obviously easy to set up with microtransactions. So we're getting them all set up for free play. I'm surprised Age of Conan waited this long. They really needed to do something like this last year. It was a good game. It wasn't as good as some of the others, and probably lost a lot of members in the result. So maybe they'll pick up some more here. I actually have some gameplay if you wanted to see what it was like. This is how the game starts. I know because I did play it for a little while. Awkward pauses and all. No, he's actually reading some text and answering on the very bottom. And it goes on. Let's jump across. Here you start out as a little nobody. Follow this chick through the forest, and then things come up, and you have to fight them, and you learn to fight. Here, I guess he's a spellcaster of some sort. There. And then you get to loot. Okay, so it's one of these kind. Very similar to... what do I want to call it? Very similar to Elder Scrolls Oblivion, I guess. Multiplayer, not single player. You don't have to play with friends, though, if you don't have any. But then there's another one that's...
on the back of a box. You don't need any friends to play this game.
Yes, that's a sales quote right there. Yeah, I know Zynga. We can talk about Zynga in a second. All right, Zynga. Yeah, I know they're trying to open up an IP. They want to go public and try and get $1 billion capital.
$1 billion.
As if they're worth $1 billion. I don't know how they value these things. All right, anyway.
Billion.
I think that's what it said. $1 billion IPO. $1 billion IPO.
$1 billion.
Exactly. Somebody's there with a pinky to his lip. World of Warcraft is also going to be free up to level 20. But that's okay.
Well, is it? Wait, you still have to buy the boxed game though, don't you? So you still have to pay like $30
I
for the
would have
box.
thought so, yeah.
It's just they're dropping it. Is that what they're doing? I haven't actually looked into it. So they're just dropping the subscription fee until 20.
I don't know, actually, because it doesn't mention the box in this. Gone are the days of the 10 and 14-day trials. So you could buy the game and have a 14-day trial after spending money on the game? Is that right?
I don't know.
Because that just doesn't make sense to me, that you would spend money on a game and only try it without...
WoW doesn't make sense to me.
No, me neither.
No.
Well, look at the difference in gameplay. Here's a video of gameplay for... Shut that volume off, because I'm sure it sucks. Here's what WoW plays like. I mean, it's very much different, very much more zoomed out. Basically, everybody ganging up on everyone else.
Would maybe keep me interested just because of the way it looks. See, this now...
Yeah.
Just instantly bores the hell out of me.
Right. I understand. This is so popular, but... Yeah, wow. And Ham's saying that if you already have a WoW account and you're under level 20, that you can't take advantage of it.
No.
You gotta keep paying to play.
That's the other thing, is you buy like a 30 quid or whatever, the box, and then you gotta pay whatever it is a month.
Do you have to buy a box for every character? That would explain why it's always top of the charts.
Well, it's CD key, isn't it? I think you do. Like every time you get banned for
well, banned is
using
another
Chinese
story.
migrant workers to farm your gold. You were banned. Reason: slave labor.
Oh yeah. All right. I'm not interested in that one either. Age of Conan I would be interested in getting back to if everyone else was jumping in on it, but because I did play it a little while with my brother, and then as soon as my brother stopped playing, so did I instantly. I was like, all right, I'm done. Okay, Limbo. We've talked about Limbo before. Limbo was on the Xbox Arcade, Xbox 360, and now it's supposed to be coming for PlayStation Network and PC. So you'll be able to check out this freakish little thing. Looks like it was a very interesting game. Hopefully it comes out for really, really cheap, which it should, because it is one of those kind of games. And at that point, it might be worth checking out, really depending on the price. I mean, $10. I could see it going in for $10. This silhouetted gameplay, which is kind of freaky little dude and weird music.
Going to Steam.
Yeah, it's coming to Steam, so obviously it will be on sale at some point in time.
Yeah.
So, you see that little white glowy thing on that kid's head? That he's now jumping on the floating kid bodies? That was like some sort of brain sucker. It lands on your head and controls you, and you have to go somewhere you have to figure out how to get it off of your head so you can control yourself again. Like, very freaky nightmare stuff. It's cool, though. Something you might want to check out. All right, when it does come out. Is there a date on this? It says it came out last summer, and July. The game is dropping in July. Cool. It's July now. Okay. There is also some other unnamed piece of work, PC shooter, that's coming out, and all we have is this screenshot to go by. It's being developed by Flying Wild Hog. That's what they want to call themselves.
That was the wrong link.
Wow.
And they say they're going to formally announce this thing in the next couple of weeks, so I don't know. They're trying to release a screenshot and get news going and everything. Now, it's very possible that this game was started in 2009 along with the company itself, so it's been just a few years, that's all. I don't know what to expect out of this. No one does, because they're not going to actually tell us anything other than the fact that it is a shooter. But it is, of course, a lot more information than this screenshot. I didn't make it blurry. The guys over at Respawn Entertainment made it blurry. Yeah, it's those guys.
That's got to be one of the worst, like, reveal things, other than the Modern Warfare 2 one I've ever seen.
Well, are you surprised they have that kind of mentality? They always thought
Oh,
they
no,
probably
not at all.
with those with those Call of Duty games they were releasing, they were probably even thinking those were too revealing. So here's a blurry screenshot
Of nothing.
Even if it was clear, it wouldn't really mean much without any information behind it. But it's supposed to be a multi-platform project being worked on with Vince Zampella, Jason West over at EA. Who knows if it'll be blocked by Activision or not in the courts, but that's what's going on.
Your first mission is to find some glasses.
I wonder if there's anything written in there, huh? No, I can't tell. If you put on 3D glasses, would it get better? No.
No.
All right.
The brain will
no.
get
And
slightly
there's someone out there with absolutely horrible visions thinking, "Hey, that's clear. I don't know what the blurry. What are they talking about?"
Yeah.
I don't see what the problem is.
Squint, turn your head to the left, blink one eye. Nope, still doesn't work.
That looks like a brontosaurus, right in the middle there.
So looks like the tower out of Lord of the Rings.
No, they're doing the game doesn't have enough dinosaurs in it, so that's what they're doing.
Well, obviously.
The game is going to ship blurry like
When is
this.
that? Yeah, when is that
The game's
lawsuit
gonna
going to play out? That's coming up here right away, isn't it?
Well, see, I was under the impression they weren't allowed to even make anything.
Oh, you think they're not going to work, even though it probably will never get released, but...
Unless they are, because they're under a different company or something.
It shouldn't matter. They shouldn't be allowed to go to EA and have EA publish anything, because that was part of the whole contract issue. Yeah. I don't know. It's the courts to decide, not us.
Mm-hmm. But that's coming up, isn't it?
I think
middle or end of July is when it's slated to hit.
Yeah.
Because that Activision, EA, Respawn, IW back and forth thing was... There was a lot of mud slung, and then there was nothing. Everybody kind of... Come on!
That's your lawyers on the phone.
That's them letting them know, yeah.
Yes, that's your injunction.
I advise you to stop talking right now.
Yes, Mr. President. Right away, Mr. President.
Hey, well, that's funny.
Yeah, and happy 4th of July to you, too.
It requires microtransactions to remove the blurriness.
Mm. And
that's good.
And then we're going to have to...
That's the DLC.
Yeah, right. We'll have to decide whether or not we feel like we should support them with our money later.
What it is that's how the whole game plays. But if you don't buy the actual game, you don't get the glasses, the corrective glasses. That stops pirating right there.
Yeah. Here's the idea for them. Based on the number of pre-orders, it's based on how unblurry it becomes.
Oh,
per pixel. They unblur a pixel per million pre-orders.
You know, that whole gimmick is really starting to annoy me. Like us on Facebook, and we'll show you another, fuck off with the gimmicks and produce a decent game that I can be happy about spending my $50 on.
Mm. Yes, now you have to be liked on Google Plus.
No, Plus.
Google, I know.
Yeah.
I'm jumping in.
Over that.
I'm jumping in on that because I don't want to be left out.
Of course he is. He's got to get in there and register. He'll never use the service. But he's got to get in there and register the name before somebody else does. You ever want to piss Eric off? Or sorry, Foil off. You want to piss him off?
Stop. All right.
Go out, register Foyleman on everything you can find.
Yeah.
That's it. You guys are getting dropped from the call.
Do it now. Do it now.
Who the hell in their right mind would take Foyleman?
Exactly.
Game devs, if you're making games, restrict that name in your signups.
Yeah. If player name equals Foyleman.
Yeah. There's a little microtransaction for people. Just everybody, anytime a name is tried to register, always say it's not available, but you can pay extra to make it available.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Don't give them ideas.
Yeah, and the developers at Valve are like, well, that's a good idea.
Well,
you just have to pay $1 for each letter that you want.
Well, what's the other idea? The other idea...
I'm changing my name to W.
The other idea is to take a game that they think everybody in the whole world will pay extra for and turn it into an expo, right? For $150.
They're trying.
For $150, you too can play
Get a lap dance
around with other people who like Call of Duty in LA.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think this, just as soon as I read this, it reminded me of that, was it the Craigslist posting? With the, I want some serious Black Ops players.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Just imagine like 100,000 people, like exactly like that guy turning up to that.
You should be able to find that by searching Craigslist on MODSonair if you want to look at that. Yeah,
or it'll be the exact opposite. It'll be a bunch of fat console players that are emphysemiacs that can't move, and they'll be all pissed off that they get shot in real life.
Yeah, that's a good point. They want to play paintball, don't they?
Yeah.
So are you gonna like just walk around and find people sitting in corners?
It's not just paintball though. They're also going to have an actual course. They're going to have one of the levels so that you have to see who can run through it the fastest, and they're going to just have people dropping dead.
Need Mountain Dew.
Yeah. Okay. All right. What we have just for a little extra clarification, Activision threw down $1 million for some sort of event they're calling Call of Duty XP. It's going to happen this year. I don't know exactly when. I think in September. September 2nd through 3rd in LA, and it's going to be a Call of Duty Expo. And what they're going to do is they're going to show off Call of Duty Elite because everyone can't wait for more Elite, and you might even get to see Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 being played. And then they're going to have these little contests going on, and there's going to be cosplay and everything that you ever wanted dealing with Call of Duty, or everything you didn't want, really. That's what's happening.
Dookie Con.
That I just going. Can they take a video camera and record like all the fat kids running around the paintball / obstacle course? Because I'll watch that. That'll be funny.
I don't have a problem with the conference idea.
What pops into my mind there was that was it the whitest kids in America?
Whitest kids you know, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I'll get it.
Caleb's a liar.
But I don't have a problem with the expo. The expo, I think, is a great idea for Activision to try and promote Call of Duty however they want. But they're going to charge $150 per person.
That's just ridiculous.
The best thing is that they're getting all of these retards that are going to pay $150 for it into one fenced area. Fill it with water.
Tactical nuke.
Tactical nuke. Game over. They're all locked in a compound surrounded by walls so nobody else can see. Just fill it with water.
They'll all be in the corner.
Yeah, they'll be drowning in a corner.
It'll be like a high school dance. Everyone's against the wall and not doing anything.
It's going to be all these guys trying to do the paintball, and there's going to be that one cock who goes up to you when you're in the corner and just stands there so you can't get past him. I want to be that guy. I want to be that guy. Just stand there so they can't get past.
There's going to be one guy
shooting each other in the back.
Yeah, there'll be one guy jumping around, guaranteed. Jump, lie down, lie down, crouch, jump, lie down, crouch.
Yeah, can't do that in real life, can you, bitch?
How are they going to do respawns? How are they going to handle respawns in that game? Everyone's going to be running out of the same door and getting shot.
Does that mean right? If you respawn, so you get shot, right? You get shot. You gotta go out the side door, walk around, wait for somebody to be standing still, and then walk up behind them, and that's where you spawn.
Yeah. So you can knife them and then teabag them. Because you so earned that
teabagging. Real life teabagging, great.
Oh, that's gonna just...
Can't wait to see the chopper.
This is worth a watch. I hope they set up some cameras or something.
Yeah.
That would be smart. If they did this thing on live video somehow, that would be really smart because if it went well, people would really want to go just because of how ridiculous it looked, and they want to be there. Oh, my. I don't know. They need some gamers working over at Activision.
You think? It's all Hollywood crap now.
Yeah. All right. Actual real life stuff going on here. Video games. There was a bill trying to get announced or passed over in California, and the idea of the bill was that that you could not sell violent video games to minors. Any game that was considered to be violent, you could not sell to minors, regardless of whatever it is. And the bill did not get passed. It was shot down, which means us as gamers, we won. Because what that means is that it's still under free speech. In other words, you can go ahead and make something and allow people to see it and experience it without it being censored by the government in some way. And that's what this was. It's government censorship, because it was trying to put down any game that they deem as violent. We have the ESRB ratings, and they want to even supersede that. So I'm glad to see that this bill was shot down, and hopefully it says it goes on and helps us with all the future of games and whatever that might bring. It was supposed
to turn into Australia where they turn off the blood.
Okay. Here's another court battle that went on. There's a 13-year-old Irish boy. Apparently, we have to point out that he's Irish in this article. I don't know why, but
he redhead too?
Because it explains a lot.
Is he a ginger Irish?
Because he's a thief. That explains a lot.
He's also 3'4" and only wears green.
Yes, he was running around.
Stay away from me, Lucky Charms.
He was running around stealing little bits of gold to throw into his pot, and he got caught. And in court, the judge says, "Okay, you know what? I'll let you out on bail. And for bail, what you're going to do is, what is your most prized possession?" And the little boy says, "My Xbox 360." And he says, "Okay, you're going to give me your Xbox 360, and then you can go out on bail, so that you can know what it's like to have something valued taken away from you."
So now the kid has nothing to do, so he's just going to go out and steal some
Well, yeah, now he's or stab somebody. Sure.
Go out and steal an Xbox. Oh, no. Didn't think of that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. They'll give it back to him after he's in prison. This is just for
when
bail.
He turns 21, he'll get it back. That's when he gets released from prison.
You're right, Morphus. The parents need to be judged in this case, too. Where were they?
Yeah.
In the pub, drinking Guinness.
Yeah.
They are Irish.
We in no way conform to stereotypes on this show.
They are Irish. Foil mutters.
They were farming potatoes.
I can say that. I'm Irish. Okay. Jumping over to this other article, which is not game related, but it is interesting. They found researchers found a virus, some sort of like tumor type of thing that it spreads like cancer. Basically, what it does, and it creates these what are they called? Because I'm not very scientifically prolific here.
Really, you never know.
The telomeres are calling it. Anyway, what we have is we have something here that attaches to something else in the cells in the body, and what happens is they can grow out of control. But if they become a certain shape, they make cells. They keep cells alive instead of letting them die off. So what they're doing is they're trying to narrow this down to make people so that they can live forever. The idea is that they keep people alive and keep the cells regrowing and everything. But what also happens is they get out of control right now, and what we're talking about is the idea of keeping cells alive when they shouldn't be alive. We're talking about they're dealing with science to make zombies. If this thing goes wrong, we have zombies.
If the zombies outbreak happens, for it. Yeah, we all have a plan. Everybody knows it.
Yes.
Everybody has thought about it at least once.
Right.
Like, what would I actually do? Oh yeah, I'd go down there and I'd go. I'm grabbing loads of stuff and I'm going to find Jen, 'cause that's what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
If there's a place where there's going to be a lack of zombies, it's the like 10-mile radius around Jenks.
I got to get another motorcycle because that was part of my plan. To fit between the cars that are all stuck on the highway.
Apparently,
you can take one. There'll be plenty around.
So I'll be safe.
There'll be plenty around you.
But it's very interesting, that they are, in a way, playing with genes that could turn into this whole zombie plague. So it's kind of funny to look at and read. Well, I can't say obviously this can't actually happen, but I don't know. I don't know enough about science to say.
Isn't it like a cancer? So it's not contagious. It's not pathogenic.
Correct. But what we are doing. But I don't know enough about science to say that what we're talking about here is some sort of cancer that keeps cells alive when they shouldn't necessarily be alive. Well, how does it keep them alive? I mean, if your heart stops, does the cells continue to grow? I don't know. All right.
Fungus.
Ew.
Fungus begins to grow, yes.
Ew.
Indeed.
Can't have fungus without fun.
All right, that's all I got for today's show. You guys want to talk about anything else? Any question and answer? You want to yell at anyone? Which is a game, yep.
Yep. Not the fear of water.
Not just the fear of water. Okay. That's it? Nothing else? Nobody else has anything they want to bring up? That's it? We're done? going on to play some more free games in a little bit? Yes, Mrs. Foyle's been playing Alice like crazy.
Doing what?
Yes, check out that tool if you're interested in Call of Duty, World at War. You're making maps. There is a new tool put out by IFIS. Want to check that out?
Arma 2 is free.
There is a free version of Arma 2 that you can play in your very
and then I recommend if you like it, then actually buy the real game because you get the decent textures instead of the horrible.
Horrible 2-pixel textures.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's okay. We can just render it out in low quality and pump it up later.
Thanks to the IFIS clan for sitting in here, or the IFIS.
Sniper clan. Okay.
Apparently, if this you shake it and it fizzes up.
Not even gonna make the joke for that one.
No.
Just let it go.
It's writing itself.
Yeah. Okay. Happy 4th of July, everyone. I'll let you go. Grab some grub, maybe play some games, and if you're in the States, have fun tomorrow with another day off. All right. Oh, which means getting back to drinking. Yeah, another day of drink. Okay, so I want to thank our host. I want to thank our host for taking the time out to chat.
Alcoholic, but yeah.
You know, Stryder, thank you very much for making it in this morning and joining us on the show.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh boy. Welshy, thank you very much for joining us and for posting show notes as we went along.
And buying a new camera.
Oh yes, and buying a new camera this morning in order to be on the show. Otherwise, I wasn't going to come on. You know, come on, no camera. What kind of stuff is that? Thanks, Welshy.
It's gonna what? I don't know what you said.
A little spot.
A little spot. I look really far away. I don't know why. Yeah. It's in the same place, exact place where my other one was.
Zoom in.
It's stuck down in the same place.
Yeah.
Yes, Breesy, thank you very much for joining us today.
No problemo.
Yeah, okay, so I want to thank you, hosts. I want to finally thank the fans of Mods on Air, because I know there's a couple of you out there, and the subscribing members of MODSonline.com, because you are the people that make this show possible. All right, so until next week, everyone, happy mapping and gaming. Thanks for watching this week, and come back next Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern when we will broadcast another live show. Details for this and all past episodes can be found at MODSonair.com. We welcome your feedback via email at mailbag@MODSonair.com. And please consider subscribing to MODSonline.com to support our show. The opinions expressed by individuals on this program are not necessarily the opinions of our sponsors, owners, or partners.
That was good.